If you rely on Social Security to pay your rent, cover groceries, or keep the lights on, what I'm about to share could directly affect your monthly income in 2026. A new SSA rule change is quietly giving the Social Security Administration more power than ever before, and many seniors have no idea it's happening until their payment suddenly drops or disappears entirely. This isn't about small adjustments or routine paperwork delays. Under the new rules, the SSA can legally stop your entire check, even if Social Security is your only source of income, and even if the issue started years ago. What's especially alarming is that these payment stoppages are often triggered by things seniors don't realize count as violations. Simple reporting mistakes, old overpayment notices you never fully understood, missing responses to SSA letters, or changes in income or living arrangements can now lead to full benefit suspension. And once your check is stopped, fixing it is not always quick or easy. Some seniors are waiting months while bills pile up, prescriptions go unpaid, and financial stress skyrockets. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what changed for 2026, who is most at risk, and why this rule is hitting retirees harder than ever before. Most importantly, you'll learn how to protect your benefits, what warning signs to watch for, and what steps to take immediately if your check is threatened. This information could literally save your monthly income. If you want to stay informed, protected, and one step ahead of sudden SSA surprises, make sure you tap the like button right now. It helps this message reach other seniors who need to hear it today. Now let's get straight into what this January 17th notice really means and why so many seniors are suddenly worried about their old age security payment. Over the last few months, there has been a growing pattern that retirees are starting to notice. Payments that used to feel predictable are no longer arriving with the same consistency, and January has become one of the most sensitive months of the year because it follows holiday spending, higher winter utility bills, and rising food costs. That is exactly why this new notice connected to the Canada Revenue Agency has caused so much confusion and concern. For years, many seniors believed that once they qualified for OAS, everything ran on autopilot. The deposit would arrive, the amount would be roughly the same, and unless there was a major announcement on the news, nothing would really change. But that belief no longer matches reality. The CRA and Service Canada now rely more heavily on data verification, account updates, and internal processing sequences that most people never see. January 17th is not just a payment date, it is a processing checkpoint, and that is why the question of who gets paid first suddenly matters more than ever. When payments are issued, they are not released all at once in a single wave. Instead, they move through the system in stages. Seniors who have direct deposit fully verified, no recent changes to their banking details, and no outstanding reviews on their file are often processed first. That means their money can appear early in the day, sometimes just after midnight, depending on their bank. Others may see the funds later in the afternoon, and some may not see anything until the next business day. For someone watching their balance closely, that delay can feel alarming, even if the money is technically on the way. What makes this January different is that more seniors than usual fall into categories that trigger secondary processing. Some updated their address last year. Others changed banks. Some filed late tax adjustments, while others had income reviews tied to additional benefits. Even something as simple as correcting a spelling error on a name can push a file into a different processing stream. None of this means you are losing your OAS, but it can absolutely affect when the payment lands. Another factor that cannot be ignored is how closely OAS is now tied to income information. Although OAS itself is not income tested in the same way as GIS, the system still cross-checks data to ensure eligibility remains valid. If your file shows any mismatch, even temporarily, it can slow down the release. This is why some seniors are paid first, while others are quietly placed on hold until the system clears their status. January is also the month when many seniors discover problems they did not know existed. A direct deposit that worked perfectly last year may suddenly fail because a bank merged, an account number changed format, or a financial institution updated its internal systems. When that happens, the payment does not disappear, but it can be rerouted, delayed, or even sent as a paper check. Paper checks, as many of you already know, take much longer and are more vulnerable to postal delays. There is also a psychological side to this that deserves attention. Seniors who have budgeted down to the dollar often plan their month around the exact day OAS arrives. Rent, prescriptions, insurance payments, and groceries are all timed to that deposit. When January 17th comes, and the money is not there first thing in the morning, panic can set in quickly. Phones start ringing, websites crash, and misinformation spreads even faster than official updates. That is why understanding how the payment order works is so important. It helps you stay calm and avoid unnecessary stress. It also helps you know when to take action and when to wait. If your deposit usually arrives later in the day, that pattern often continues. If it arrives the next business day, that does not automatically mean there is a problem. The key is recognizing what is normal for your specific situation. Another issue seniors should be aware of is how weekends and holidays interact with January payments. When a processing date falls close to a non-banking day, banks may handle deposits differently. Some release funds early, while others wait until their standard posting time. This creates the illusion that some people are being prioritized unfairly, when in reality, the difference comes down to banking policies rather than government decisions. The January 17th notice also serves as a reminder that communication from government agencies is changing. Notices are shorter, more technical, and often written in language that assumes a level of familiarity most seniors do not have. Many people see a message from the CRA and immediately worry about taxes, penalties, or clawbacks, even when the notice is simply informational. That anxiety is understandable, but it is also why taking the time to understand the message fully is so important. Let's talk about clawbacks for a moment, because this is one of the biggest fears surrounding OAS. While this January notice does not automatically mean a clawback, it has reminded many seniors that income thresholds exist and that adjustments can happen later in the year. The fear of losing part of an OAS payment often causes people to misinterpret routine notices as warnings. Staying informed helps prevent that spiral of worry. Another group affected by payment order are seniors who receive multiple benefits. If you receive OAS along with GIS or other federal supports, your file may be processed differently than someone receiving OAS alone. The system must coordinate multiple calculations, which can add time. This does not mean you are less important. It simply means your payment requires additional verification steps. It is also worth mentioning that January is one of the busiest months for government systems. New benefit rates, updated thresholds, and system resets all happen around the start of the year. Even when everything is functioning correctly, higher volume can slow things down. This is another reason why some seniors are paid first while others wait a bit longer. What can you do right now? The most important thing is not to panic. Check your bank account later in the day if your deposit does not appear first thing in the morning. If you usually receive your payment by direct deposit and nothing shows up after one full business day, then it may be time to look deeper. Logging into your online account or contacting your bank can often clarify whether a deposit is pending. It is also a good idea to make sure your information is up to date. Even small details matter. Your address, your banking information, and your personal details should all match exactly across systems. Inconsistencies can trigger reviews that delay payments. Taking a few minutes to verify this information can save you weeks of frustration later. Another point that deserves attention is how scams tend to increase around payment dates. Anytime there is talk of delays or priority payments, scammers take advantage of the confusion. They may claim to represent the CRA or Service Canada and ask for personal information. Remember that official agencies do not call or text asking for sensitive details. Staying alert protects not just your money, but your identity as well. For seniors watching inflation closely, timing matters more than ever. Prices for essentials have not come down in a meaningful way, and many households are stretched thin. That makes any uncertainty around OAS feel heavier. Understanding the system does not fix the broader economic pressures, but it does give you a sense of control in a time when many things feel out of reach. Some seniors also worry that being paid later means being forgotten or deprioritized. That is not how the system works. Payment order is about processing logistics, not personal worth or status. Knowing this can help reduce the emotional toll that waiting often creates. Looking ahead, it is likely that these kinds of notices will become more common, not less. As systems become more automated, communication may become less personal. That puts more responsibility on seniors to stay informed and proactive. It is not fair, but it is the reality we are navigating together. The most important takeaway from this January 17th OAS notice is that information is power. Knowing why payments arrive when they do helps you plan better, worry less, and avoid unnecessary stress. It also helps you spot real problems faster if they do arise. If you are watching this and thinking about a friend, a spouse, or a family member who depends on OAS, consider sharing this information with them. Many seniors do not use online accounts regularly and rely on word of mouth to stay informed. A simple conversation can make a big difference. As we move further into the year, staying ahead of changes, notices, and payment updates will become even more important. The system is evolving, and seniors deserve clarity, not confusion. That is exactly why discussions like this matter. If this explanation has helped you feel more confident and less anxious about your January OAS payment, take a moment to support the channel by liking this video. It helps make sure more seniors see accurate, calming information instead of panic and rumors, and it allows us to keep breaking down these updates in a way that truly puts you first.